Hey friends, this is Carissa. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Inky Fairy Designs. Today we're doing some card making and coloring with watercolor markers. This is the card that we'll be creating, and the image is by Stamping Bella. It's called the Teeny Tiny Townie with a Bouquet. So super cute. And this is part of the Sweet Sentiment July coloring class kit. So if you're interested in finding more about Sweet Sentiment coloring classes, check out the link below in the description box and you can get all the information there. It is a Copic marker coloring class run by Jamie, and so I'll have all the information there. You can go check it out. So this is the July class. She asked me to guest design in June, so she sent me the kit, which included the Stampin' Bella stamp and a stamp chamois to clean off your stamps with her cute logo, as well as a Nuvo Drops bottle, and you'll see that as I put together the card later in the video. And I did speed this up quite a bit. Coloring with these markers takes a little bit of time, and I'll have all of the colors that I used in the description box below here on the video on YouTube, as well as on my blog at inkyfairydesigns.com. So you can check that out. All of the products that I use on my card, on the coloring, all of that will be there. So I am using some new paper to me. It's the Sweet Sentiment coloring cardstock, which has just been released by Jamie. And I just wanted to show you, as I started to lay down my water areas, it does bleed a little bit. It's not so bad that it bothers me, but I just wanted to let you guys know that it will do that. I haven't tried this paper with markers. I'm excited to try it with markers. Jamie did send it to me to try it with water mediums, so I did want to do that first. I have done watercolor pencils, and then these Kuretake Clean Color Real Brush pens, and they both kind of react the same way. I did prefer the Inktense pencils coloring wise, but the Zig color markers, clean color markers, I know they're so hard to work with. I know a lot of people find them hard to kind of blend and stuff. The best paper that I have found, other than watercolor paper, I really like using them on watercolor paper, but a lot of people find blending most easy on Bristol paper using these markers. But they do work on this paper. This paper is a bit off-white, and it also has a bit of a glitter kind of shimmer to it, which is pretty cool. It's a nice little effect, and if you love glitter, you'll love this paper. It doesn't rub off on your hands, so it doesn't bother me. You guys know I have a glitter thing. I don't like glitter that rubs off, so I love glitter glue, and I love glitter paper that is coated, so it doesn't get everywhere. So this paper is definitely fitting the bill with that, and it's very subtle, and it's not distracting. So I really enjoyed using it, and I'll definitely be testing. I'll do another video really kind of comparing it to maybe a few other brands and Cryogen, because Cryogen I feel is the most similar to this paper, and I just want to see if it reacts the same way to Cryogen. I used Cryogen years ago, and found that it bled more on me, so that's why with my markers I used the Copic Express It. That was always my favorite, and you guys know I've been searching for a new coloring paper since that paper hasn't been working as well. So I don't know if you guys have noticed that there's a little chubby little hand peeking in the bottom right hand or left hand corner to you guys, and that's my 1-year-old. She was up coloring on my lap while I was doing this video, and she pops in a few times and says hello with her little hand. It was so cute. I actually gave her some paper to color on, and she wasn't happy with it. She wanted to add her mark on what I was working on, right? Because she wants to do everything that mommy does, and so she wanted to add her touch to my my paper. So she's going to here in a second. You'll see. I think I get it out of the way, but it doesn't. I'm not quick enough. Those little 1-year-old hands are super quick. Look, there she goes. So that's her first mark on my paper, and I was like, that's cool. I'm going to keep on going because I had planned on kind of fussy cutting this image out anyway. And yeah, I in the end, there was no other way that I was not going to fussy cut this image out. There was no saving it. But so I'm just going in and coloring her dress, this pretty green color. And you can still see those little hands popping in and out. She's having a ball, actually. It was so cute. I was holding up the marker to show you guys the color, and she was holding up her markers as well. It was so cute. She's just so... oh, look, here I slowed this down so you could see. It's like a replay. I thought I got it out of the way, but no. She has like these rubber arms that stretch further than I think. And yeah, she got it. She totally got it. At this point, I was like, okay, I can still fussy cut this out. She did not get on it. Oh, and here she goes. This is the point where I was like, okay, it is time for nap time. So I went and put her down for a nap and was able to come in and finish. But she has these like rubber arms. I swear, I think I put stuff out of her reach and somehow she manages to get it anyway. So I know you guys with toddlers out there will understand. I was making an apple pie this weekend, and I had her sitting with me, and I was peeling the apples, and I was like, yeah, these are out of her reach. She can't reach these. All of a sudden, I turn around, and I'm hearing this crunch, crunch, crunch. She grabbed one of the apples that I peeled and was totally just, going to town on it. But what could I say? She's too cute. Yeah, that's just how it is. So I'm going ahead and I'm coloring. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm coloring this image very similar to the colors that Jamie uses in the July class. So if you like coloring with Copic markers, this is very similar. I think maybe it's more purple, her flowers, but I just looked at her picture from the class, and I picked out some colors that were similar with my Zig markers and decided to go ahead and use the watercolor look and make it very similar to her, the colors that she used. So I used that as my inspiration, which makes it super easy sometimes when you don't want to think about what colors you want to use together. I like to do one of two things. I'll either use the stamp packaging if it has a colored image, which Stamping Bella is always great about having a gorgeous colored image by Elaine, who does all of their packaging for them, the coloring for the packaging. And then or when I'm into pattern paper, I will, and I'm looking for color inspiration, I will use the pattern paper and pick out, pencils or markers similar to those colors, and I will use that as my inspiration. So just adding a little bit more texture. This paper handled the water medium fairly well. I wouldn't use it with a ton of water. That's why this snap brush is really great, because it's very, it doesn't oversaturate the paper. It holds water well, but I pinch it off with my fingers before I bring it onto the paper. That's how I like to use like watercolor markers or watercolor pencils when I'm using a paintbrush. I don't like it to be overly wet. It just doesn't seem to work well with, markers and pencils when that happens. Watercolors is a totally different story. I love the more water, the better. But I'm going to do a better comparison of this paper further down in the month and let you guys kind of see. I don't like to give I do first impressions a lot, but this was more of just kind of coloring and doing the sketch challenge. So I didn't really want to kind of bore you and give my first impressions quite yet on this paper, but I love the way that the image turned out. I'm just wiping away a little bit of the pilling that happened as I added my third layer of color on the image. Doesn't really make a difference, doesn't really show up. All of the specks that you're seeing is that kind of sparkle shimmer that I was telling you about, that is part of this paper, and I think it looks super cute. So I'm going to fussy cut that out, and now I guess I didn't fussy cut it yet. I'm going to start building my card. So I pulled out some My Favorite Things dies, and then this Creekside paper, which was matching the image that I colored, which was super cute. And then I die cut that circle out of the first layer of the panel because I knew I was going to be covering that up with that like plaid pattern. And that's a great tip if you guys, so you don't waste like a full like quarter sheet of cardstock and you're going to be covering it up. You just want that little border. If you're doing any other die cutting, definitely cut it out in the middle. You're going to cover it up. Nobody's ever going to know the difference. So here I am trying to make a banner, and I tried to eyeball it the first time. It did not work. So I pulled out my ruler, found that center, and then got a much cleaner banner. And now I'm just kind of figuring out where I want all of my elements. You can find a picture of the sketch on my blog. I'll have it there, and then also in the description box I'll have a link to the Sweet Sentiment group on Facebook. That's where you can participate in the challenge. You can find out all of the details about the challenge, and if you want to play along, you can do that. So just kind of getting I had a hard time. I haven't used patterned paper in forever, and I just was going back and forth. I kept looking at the sketch. I really kind of wanted to stay true to it as much as I can. A lot of times when I do sketch challenges, you can kind of see the sketch, but I really kind of take my own interpretation of it. But I really wanted to stay true to this sketch, and I think I do in the end. When you see the picture, I think I do. And so I'm using this glue by iCraft. It's the mixed media adhesive. It dries clear and it never clogs, which is super important to me because, guys, I'm a mom of 5. When I get down to create and craft, I don't want to be fussing with glue that is clogged. Now, if I sound a little frustrated, it's because I tried 2 other glues that were sitting on my desk and they were clogged. Oh my gosh. So I don't know. And they're like brand new and it's frustrating. So the iCraft mixed media adhesive never clogs on me. So I give that like a mom 5 stars. So here I am. I finished the card. I'm going to add a little bit of detail with the Nuvo drops. These are the ones that come in the kit. It's like a clear holographic glitter. I love it because it really takes on the color of whatever you're putting it on top of, and it's so versatile. So I love that. Here's the color White Blizzards. To finish up this card, I just added a die cut from the greeting form that says hi. I popped it up. I layered it 3 times with white cardstock, and then I added a layer of the Nuvo drops on top. You can really see the shimmer in this close-up of the Sweet Sentiment cardstock and the coloring, and I think this card turned out super cute. If you guys like it, I have an Etsy store, and I actually put this card up for sale in it, and I'm going to do that more often. So if you guys see something that you like, go head over to my Etsy store, and if it's there, I will have it up for sale and you guys can grab it. It's another great way to support me and my channel and my art, and I will be adding things throughout the week to get that Etsy store filled. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this one. I appreciate it. Until next time, stay inspired, be creative, and share that with others. Bye.